Hello everyone, this is Naresh IAS Academy digital platform for IAS Mains exams, and I am going to discuss the next part on General Studies question paper 2, and today's our topic is international agencies, and simply I will discuss World Trade Organization. You may contact for offline classes. We are running at the Jaipur center, and you may contact for the answer writing session. This is my effort to provide a complete information on GS paper 2 through the 20 videos. Most of part I will discuss through the YouTube, and some part you may take from our website. Today's our topic is World Trade Organization WTO, established or founded in 1995. Simply I will discuss the WTO under the two categories. One is its foundation, and second the objectives. And this is the functioning. In agriculture sector, non-agriculture sector, the NAMA clause and the other various issues. Most important topic. UPSC generally asking questions from this topic in GS paper 2, where UPSC have mentioned international agencies, their roles, contribution in the global economy. World Trade Organization, simply there is some factual information with the topic. Before the World Trade Organization, this was the GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs, and it was ended in 1994 through the Marrakesh Summit or Marrakesh Conference, and where the decision was taken for the establishment of WTO, and it was came into existence from 1st January 1995. So my question is, what were the foundational disputes of the WTO? After the 1990, there were some drastic changes in the global economy, and simply we can say these changes took place in the economies of the developed countries like Germany, Japan, America, Britain and France, and these countries now decided to replace GATT through the WTO, a broader organization. However, on the other hand, India like developing countries didn't have such kinds of information, because there were no such kinds of changes the economies of the economy of these countries. So mainly India and other developing countries initially rejected the concept of WTO when it was first time presented during the 1986. After that, the developed countries pressurized these developing countries for accepting the new organization, and this was started with the effort of Arthur Dunkel. Arthur Dunkel was the last General Secretary or Director General of GATT organization, and who discussed with the developing countries since 1986 to 1993, and this is called the Uruguay round or the Uruguay discussion. And after that, Dunkel presented a proposal which is called the Dunkel proposals. There is a scope for asking questions by UPSC here. What were the foundational disputes between the developed countries like America or developing countries like India and Brazil, and how these disputes were settled down? So you have to discuss in detail, and I will discuss in detail, and you may take help from our website. Second, the objectives of the WTO. When these disputes were settled down, so then WTO disclosed its objectives or the main strategy. WTO presented that we will provide a globalized parameter or equal parameter for international trade and commerce between the developed and developing countries, and WTO provide the trade facilitation and will remove all kinds of barriers before the international trade, and the developed countries like Germany, Japan, America will invest in the developing countries, and through which the economy of these developing countries will enlarge, and there shall be a great scope of economic activities and the employment generation, and finally it will convert into the social justice. So many objectives were discussed by the WTO on the behalf of developed countries before the developing countries. After that, under the pressure, we can say under the global pressure, developing countries accepted the foundation and the objectives of WTO, and India became the signatory members. Second aspect, the functioning of WTO. The functioning of WTO we can discuss under the various head like functioning of WTO in the agriculture sectors, non-agriculture market access, it means in the manufacturing or industrial sector, in the service sectors, and the platform of intellectual property rights, and there are so many other emerging issues. Agriculture sector is one of the more important. Mainly WTO ensure India could be able to enlarge its agriculture economy through the foreign direct investment, through the foreign technology and the global markets. But Indian agriculture sector failed to attract these features, and now it have analyzed by the economic expertise. Indian economic sectors, mainly the agriculture sector, have not succeed, which was assured by the developed countries at the initial stage. And recently there are some emerging issues or dispute before the India and the other developed countries. One is the question of tariffs or the custom duty. When the Indian agriculture product enter into the American economy, the American government impose the higher rate of tariffs, through which our products could not access by the indigenous peoples or American peoples. The tariff barrier. Second, the non-tariff barriers. Sometimes the government of these countries raise the matter of sanitary and the phytosanitary measures. It means Indians have not used the hygienic methods or process for producing the agriculture products, so that they are not healthy for the Americans or the other developed countries. And third is the matter of subsidy. Indian government providing subsidy for their agriculture sector through the peasants on the different grounds, because simply in India agriculture sector is not a matter of livelihood, Definitely it is a matter of life too. But in case of America, we can say this is simply a professional issue. And the government of India stands with the matter of subsidy or question of subsidy, because through the subsidy we inspired our Indian peasants for producing the new products or sustaining our production line, so that we can ensure the food security. The matter of subsidy is directly attached with the food security. India is a country of large population, and where we have to ensure 24-hour food grains supply or the storage of these food grains, and it may be through the subsidy only. But the WTO or developed countries are pressurizing India to reduce the amount or percentage of subsidy as compared to their GDP. But on the other hand, America is a superpower, and American government is still providing different kinds of subsidies to their peasants under the green box, amber box, blue box. And through these subsidies, the American agro products become cheap and they can stand easily in the economies of Indian economy or the other countries. But WTO is not raising any question before the America. But here WTO is pressurizing the Indian government. But the Indian government absolutely refuted the direction of WTO in this matter. Second, when the initial stage of foundation of the WTO, it was asserted that the foreign direct investment will increase in Indian agriculture sector, and we can say since the foundation 1995, this is not an enormous growth. We have least success in investment in the agriculture sector. So definitely this was the false statement, and India was forcefully pressurized to accept the agenda of developed countries. Second is the manufacturing sector or industrial sector, which is called technically NAMA, non-agriculture market access. Indian industrial sector is still facing challenges. First, we have the less size of industries, and after the foundation of WTO, it was hoped by the India, the industrialization will increase in India, but it was not did so. And second, Indian manufacturing products sometimes are hindered by the American, Japanese, Germany government on the basis of child labor, ecology and environmental clauses. These government claims that Indian government have not considered the environmental issues. They have established the industries in those areas where they have adversely affected the ecology environment. They have cut down the forest at large scale. They have created the water pollution, soil pollution, air pollution. So we are not accepting the Indian manufacturing product because these products are manufactured on the wrong basis, and sometimes Indian industrial products are rejected on the grounds of child labor, and these countries have stated India have employed the small children for producing these products. So then I want to say that WTO simply is raising these questions through the developed countries, and there are so many illegal obligations of the developed countries, but the WTO is not considering these matters. Simply we can say WTO is playing in the pocket of America, Germany, Japan, France like countries, and now the developing countries are indulged into the trap of WTO, where they have no direction how to overcome or how to come out from this trap. Third is the matter of intellectual property rights. You know, this is a big topic. Intellectual property rights. Before the foundation of WTO, this was no matter, but after that it has become a very important matter. because developed countries like Germany, Japan, America have acquired the advanced level of technology and the advanced level of research and development, and now through which they are acquiring the different raw materials or sources, and they are converting these resources into the finished goods and getting the intellectual property rights like the patents, and after getting patents they are selling these products at the higher cost and establishing their dominion over the globe. So the Indian economy or the other developing economies are under pressure, and before some years Indian government now have started to collect data about the different sources of these rights, and now we have digitally stored and we have maintained a digital library for this. And the developed countries also have raised the question, any country can get patent like the intellectual property right in case of product and the process both. However, India is too weak in research and development as we compare to the America. So the process definitely may not be unique or the new. However, our product may be the new, but the America have raised the question, as well as product or process must be the new and unique, and this not be followed by any other country in the world. In that case, India can get patent only. So you can say through the intellectual property rights, developing countries are trying to access these rights for the professional use or to gaining the higher benefits. And there are some other issues. Recently, the developed countries have violated different laws or guidelines of WTO, and this was not a major questions because WTO is working under the pressure of these countries on the other end, while some countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, if violates these laws, the WTO penalize rigorously. It means these countries are bound to pay penalty, and these countries have to face different challenges, and the developed countries import different kinds of bans or restriction over the trade and commerce of these countries. So this is the double standards or the double standards functioning of the WTO. So then these are some aspects of WTO. For detailing, you may contact through our website Naresh IAS Academy. Simply I am suggesting you, there is some scope for the questions by the UPSC in future. So you must read this topic in this way. Okay, thank you.